warm welcome to Chasing Glory podcast. Well, this is a podcast which is exclusively being broadcasted for the ICC Women's World Cup 2025. This is brought jointly by Breaking Barriers podcast and srilankasports.com, presenting our very second episode with a very senior journalist who is joining me all along from Sri Lanka. And he's none other than Mr. Daminda Vijay Surya, and he's the deputy editor, the sports editor of Lankadeep newspaper. Thank you so much for joining in the Chasing Glory podcast. I really appreciate your time.
Good morning, Prarthana. And first of all, I thank you very much for inviting me to join your podcast. So I'm really excited to join you and discuss so much of things about the cricket, the women's cricket in Sri Lanka.
Well, absolutely. How excited, first of all, I would like to know how excited are you? Because before talking about Sri Lanka and India cricket and the teams and about the girls, I would like to know you have been in this profession for more than decades now. You know the entire scenario in Sri Lanka, the sporting scenario, not just cricket, but the entire Olympic sports and the other sports associated. So, how excited are you and the other members of the media fraternity about the ICC Cricket World Cup to be held in Sri Lanka and India jointly?
Well, I've been in the game in my this profession for more than 3 decades. I've been following cricket from my school days. So I know how this women's cricket grew up in Sri Lanka. It was started by a lady called Mrs. Gwen Herath in early 80s, early 80s or mid 80s. But that it was not that much popular those days. But she had very difficult time, and but she did it with the determination. And recently, I think about 5, 6 or 6, 7 months ago, she left us. But the game is there, and what she has done is remain, and it's in really good shape right now. I think it's for the benefit of the girls in Sri Lanka, and there's a very quite clear upward curve. I mean, the equation was on a parallel way to the x-axis, but quite recently, as I would say, about 4 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, there was an upward curve, upward turn, and since then it has taken a real good progress.
True. That's really nice. That's really positive news that's coming in from Sri Lanka. I think for every girl in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, it's obviously a huge tournament, a huge platform for them. And ICC obviously has taken such a huge step of huge for pay money for the girls, for the winners. They have also roped in Google. They have also given minimum price for tickets, which is really appreciable because when the ticket prices are less, people tend to go more in large numbers to the stadiums to have a glimpse of their favorite cricketers, especially the girls, the young girls who are in schools and colleges. They want to have a glimpse of maybe Chamari and obviously Harmanpreet Kaur in India. They're huge name. So how is this platform, the ICC Cricket World Cup platform, going to help women across different countries?
Well, this is a huge opportunity and a massive platform. I would say, especially for countries like Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, we Asians, basically the Asian ladies are a little bit backward in comparison to the Western countries, but here they get a sort of a leading step, and they come and take up the sport. So that is very good. And on the other hand, this is the I mean, apart from players like Sanamir and say Sania Misra. So this is the sport that Sri Lankan, and I mean in the Asian region, ladies can take up as a professional sport. So ICC is spending huge amount of money, and they are investing very big amount of money, and it is really good. And very big thank you shall be given to the ICC in this regard.
True. And ICC has once again, I won't say proved, but they are showing their commitment towards pay parity. They are showing gender parity. They are also showing how much serious they are concerned they are about bringing in the sport to every nook and corner, maybe in India, maybe in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you name it. And girls are looking forward for this ICC Women's World Cup. Talking about the Sri Lankan cricket team, how excited are the people in Sri Lanka? How excited are the cricket lovers in Sri Lanka to see their girls perform in front of their home ground? Because Sri Lanka will be hosting some major matches in Colombo also. So, how excited are the cricket lovers in Sri Lanka?
Actually, I spoke to a few ladies the last couple of days, and they are looking forward to go and see the matches at Premadasa Stadium because I think the scenario of bringing the ticket prices down is very important. I can still remember. I think the Sharad Pawar from India. He took the initiative of getting this ticket prices down. I think it was in 2011 World Cup because he wanted every single cricket lover should be given a chance to buy a ticket and go get into the stadium and see the match in their own eyes. So that was a very great move, and people are getting the rewards by now. So it's really good move from the ICC. So it's getting the ticket prices down is very important. And I think this time there'll be a lot of spectators at the R. Premadasa Stadium because previously when Sri Lanka women's team play matches, they played either at Suryawewa or Gaul or Dambulla because in those areas you don't get that much of people. I mean, who are free to go and watch a match in a full day, but this time in around in Colombo, there'll be a lot of spectators.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful news coming in because it's always important to have spectators in the stadium so that they can motivate. The girls feel motivated. For any athlete, cheering of the crowd is really important. And Chamari rightly said when I was going through some of the articles, she said, it will be really interesting to play in front of the home crowd, to play in our own wicket because we know the ground conditions, we know the weather conditions, and this is going to be really an advantage for Samari and her teammates. Do you believe that?
Of course, yes, because there's nothing compared to seeing a national flag waving on behalf of you. So Chamar is
Chamari
quite.
has also, yes, Chamari has also said, be it India or Sri Lanka, ground conditions, the wicket conditions are very familiar, and most importantly, the weather. We saw in World Athletics that's going on in Tokyo because of the humidity in Tokyo, 24, 25 degrees centigrade, the Europeans were having a lot of issues. But when it came to the Asian athletes, like athletes from India, from Sri Lanka, from Pakistan, it was quite normal for them because of the weather condition. So the same applies to these girls also, be it playing in India or Sri Lanka. Chamari was very right in saying that, we know the weather condition, the wicket condition in India, and this is going to be really interesting, and she's looking forward.
Yes, Chamar is quite right there because especially Sri Lanka is playing in Guwahati. Guwahati and Sri Lanka are quite similar places, I think, because when it comes to the environment, the weather conditions, and possibly the pitch conditions as well. Because on the other hand, Chamari has played cricket in so much of venues around all around the world, so she knows where the I mean, where the wickets are, I mean, which is good for the Sri Lankan standards.
Hmm. So, Mr. Vijay Surya, do you believe that when we talk about Chamari, she's one of the most decorated women cricketer in Sri Lanka from Sri Lanka. She has had huge experience and she's leading the team from the front, but she had a lot of issues. She was out of form, but very recently she got her form back. So is this an area or a point of discussion, or is it an area of concern for the Sri Lankan team because Chamari has just got her form back? Is it a concern or is it a boost for the team?
Yes, it is a boost for the team. I mean, Chamari getting back into the form is a boost for the team. But to be honest with you, I mean, it could be a problem for the cricket lovers. I mean, they might say Chamari is not in good form, or Chamari might score in this match and fail in the next one, and she's not consistent and things like that. But the actual fact is, the form is a temporary thing, and the class is the permanent thing. The Chamari is a classy player, so we have no doubts about Chamari's ability and her class. So she'll perform. And the most important thing is Chamari is a player who perform on big stages, and she plays well under pressure. So that is what we
Right.
need on this kind of a tournament.
Right. And she's rightly said that she's going to lead from the front. No doubt whether you said, class is always permanent, form is temporary, which is quite applicable in case of Chamari. And she has had such wonderful experience. She's have huge experience. So is this going to be a huge guiding force for the team? Because there are young players as well in the team who are, striving to make a mark like Nilakshi. And do you think with the combination of young and experienced player, the Sri Lankan team can really move forward and be a huge threat for a lot of other teams in this tournament?
Yes, it is. I mean, if you look at the rankings, ICC women ODI rankings, India is number one and Sri Lanka is number six. There's a six-stage gap, but that's not the case. I mean, this is ODI cricket. You Anything can happen given on their day. Like you say, if someone scores 140, 50, 60, and the game is on their pockets, and if someone like Inoka Ranavira or any other girl can take 5, 6 wickets on their day, so the game is on their hands. But basically, this ODI cricket is mostly for batsmen, and because they have enough time to get set. I mean, settle down and start their hitting. So in this case, Chamari is quite a good player here, because if you she's on ODI batters ranking, she's at number 9, and on ODI all-round ranking, she's at number 7. So in that case, she has performed it both in bat and ball, and she can lead from the front. She can tell any cricketer in her team. She can call anyone close to her and to tell her, look, this is what you have to do at this stage. This is how you have to bowl, and this is how you have to bat. She can say anything. So she has a lot of
Right,
experience, things like that.
right. And Udeshki is also back in the form. Is this a huge boost for the team? Because you don't want any vital player in the team to get injured or not in the form. So this is also going to be another boost for the Sri Lankan team.
Of course, yes. Sri Lanka team, and I mean, apart from Chamari, there are some other good players, very good players, and they raise from time to time. The good thing is, if Chamari fails, I mean, in a match, if Chamari fails, and the other 2, 3 cricketers can come up and put their hands up and come up and do perform, and that's the day they are going to win. So I think in this tournament, Sri Lanka is playing 7 matches in the first round, 7 matches. So if Sri Lanka can win 4 out of 7, 4 out, because only 2 matches are played in India and other 5 are played in Sri Lanka. If Sri Lanka can at least, I mean, minimum 4 matches, there will be a very good chance to play in the semi-finals. From the semi-finals, it's anybody's game at any given time.
Yes, you cannot predict from
Yeah.
semi-finals.
Then
It's going
from
to be really
semi-finals,
challenging.
really challenging. And I told Chamari about 4, 5 months ago, look, this is what's going to happen. You are having a very great chance of playing in the semi-final, so make use of it.
Yeah. And how did you find her body language, Chamari? Because you've been, like you said, you've spoken to her. How was her body language, and how was she reacting to what you said?
Of course,
Please
she is
share it
very
with our
positive.
viewers.
She's a very positive character, very positive character. Actually, I think the benefit was the from her early beginnings. Like, she's from Ibagamoa. Ibagamoa is located about 70, about 80 kilometers away from Colombo. It's towards northwestern, and it's very rural area, very rural area. And because when you get cricketers from those difficult areas, I mean rural areas, they get that mental strength. So they don't give up anything easily. They hang on to that, cling on to that. So that is the important thing. The Chamari has got that mentality, that metal within her. So she's a very positive character, and she doesn't leave it anything easily. If you tell her no, you're going to do this, she'll tell you no, I am going to do this. You wait and see. That kind of a character. Yes, actually, the most of the players who are playing in the current national team are from the rural areas. How they came it was that, as I said, the ladies cricket was not that much popular in Sri Lanka sometime back. I mean, when these girls are taking up the sport, it was very difficult and agonizing situations because not enough facilities there, not enough clubs, not enough schools, things like that. But somehow, these girls joined the army, navy, and air force. Uh, so the army, navy, air force, they had their opportunities to form because they had enough strength to form a ladies team because enough ladies there with them. So most of them played for to the forces teams like army, navy, air force. So then they become as cricketers. They developed as cricketers thanks to army, the three forces. But now there are clubs. But when these girls started cricket, there was not that much of clubs. But Army, Navy, and Air Force were there, and even the police. So they recruited girls from rural areas, and actually they joined the forces as a job. But then they realized that they'll have a career in cricket, and later on they became professional cricketers. But even then, even now, today, some are playing for the forces.
So, do you believe there are very lot of untold stories behind the stories of these girls who have made it big to the national squad, to the under 19 squad? There are stories to be told to the world about their struggle because I understand from what you're saying is, life have never been very easy for these girls.
Of course, yes. Life has never been very easy for these girls, but today they lead a very good life because of cricket, because of their talent and their dedication to the game. Recently, I read a book of Waris Diary, and in that book, she explains how difficult was the early life, but now how she is leading a superb life. I mean, very comfortable life. So it's almost the same with the Sri Lankan cricketers because they had very difficult and very humble beginnings, very difficult start, but they came on. Then they had their challenges that they faced all of them. Now they are leading a very good life with cricket.
How do you think the ICC Women's World Cup 2025 will change a lot of things in Sri Lanka cricket for women cricketers?
Not only in Sri Lanka, it will change a lot of things in the entire Asia, I would say. Not only in test playing countries like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, the change will take place in countries like Nepal, Hong Kong, Thailand, Maldives as well, because because of the amount of money and the amount of publicity, the media glitterance that given to this tournament. Because whoever said what, the money is a motivator, price
Right.
and a cup is a motivator. If there's a glittering cup in front of you, everybody likes to touch it and keep it for their own. So it's like that. I mean, now I got to know that on 22nd, 23rd, somewhere there, the World Cup is arriving in Sri Lanka. So that will be showcased in many places. So people will go there, will have a touch on it. They'll take selfies with it. So that is really positive stuff for the people. I mean, you just imagine a young girl, say age 4, she goes there and she watches the cup, and
Yes.
she'll get a desire to play for that cup someday. But I'll tell you one very good example. There's a cricketer in Sri Lankan team, Sri Lankan under 19 team, Shanmuganathan. He was just 4 years old when his father took him to the SEC grounds, and he was batting like Sukuma Sangakkara. Somehow, the TV cameraman spotted this man, and they focused on the guy. And the committee in the committee box there was none other than Tony Gregg, and he was saying that, oh, look at that, that's his little Sangha, and that fellow was just 4 years old. Would you believe? He is
Right,
the Sri
right.
Lanka under 19 captain now. Sri Lanka under
Wow.
19
That's a
captain now.
wow.
His name is Shanmuganathan. I'll text you his full name. I can't remember right now. He's a brilliant cricketer. He's a very good wicket keeper. He's a very good left hand bat. So things like that. I mean, you never know who gets the inspiration from where. So
Yes.
it's like
This is
this
going to be
World Cup.
a motivating factor for the girls, for the young boys, young girls in Sri Lanka to have a glimpse of the trophy, to have a glimpse
Yes.
of the cup, the very prestigious cup. And you never know, you'll have a lot of budding cricketers coming in the stadiums and taking advantage of the situation, taking advantage of the platform, and moving ahead and moving forward. Under 19 Australia team is also in Sri Lanka. And how is this going to, the matches with Sri Lanka, going to help the other young people to have a glimpse of the Australian team? And like we all know that they are superior and technically very superior, the Australian team. So, how is this going to motivate and help the young cricketers in Sri Lanka when it comes to both boys and girls, young girls?
Well, each coin has two sides, like this. So the Australia under 19 tour of Sri Lanka has two sides of it. One is they are playing all their matches in Dambulla. There are seven youth T20s and one youth ODI. Dambulla is, I mean, geographically the center of the island, center of Sri Lanka, the right center of the Sri Lanka. So, if anybody is interested of watching these girls and watching this international cricket, they can flock around Dambulla and see. That is one good thing to happen uh, because if anybody wants to see these international cricketers there, they can come there quite easily because it's a transport hub as well. It's a very good transport hub, Dambulla. That's one thing. And on the other hand, it's good for it's easy for logistical issues. I mean, there's very less logistical issues when you play entire series in double. So the SLC has taken a decision to play the entire series in Dambulla, mainly due to the logistical issues. But but you can have the positives of that because I would say Dambulla is the center of the island, and especially there are some because it's in a rural place. It's about 90 kilometers away from Colombo. Uh, I think it's 90 kilometers away from Colombo, and there are girls who are spending days in China or in their farms and paddy fields and things like that. So if they can come and watch a match in Dambulla where Tilakaratna Dilshan's daughter is playing, Limansa Tilakaratna, she's there
Mm.
also in the team, so they can get that inspiration. Look, what's the difference between me and that girl? I can play the same thing. I can do the same
Right.
thing. So I would play one day to the national team. So that's the inspiration someone wants.
True. And so, going back to the ICC Women's World Cup, first opener between India and Sri Lanka, how is the Sri Lankan team getting ready for the big day, for the big event?
Well, Sri Lankan team is doing a lot of homework in these days. They are getting their batting turns tuned up, their techniques tuned up, and their bowling tuned up. They are being helped very much by the high performance center, and Sri Lanka has very good backup and supporting staff. And we have the high performance center, and there are swimming pools and you name whatever it's there. I mean, they get every single support from the cricket board. I would say the SLC, Sri Lanka Cricket. So they are getting ready to it, and they are doing some practice. And these days, the SLC media department has started a new thing. Because they are going to speak to each and every girl, because usually the Asian girls are shy, they don't speak much before they come into the age of 24, So the Sri Lankan media, SLC media department go and speak to each and every girl, get their views on the game, they get their story, the background story, and it is being sent to the newspapers and newspaper editors. So the media people are ready to give the maximum possible publicity with that. So when it comes to when these girls see their face on the newspaper, their face on the TV, they'll get motivated. That's one very strong motivational factor, because if someone sees, okay, I've been a talking point, then I got to fulfill their dreams. It's something like that. So it's very good thing they are getting ready, and they have taken it quite seriously.
That's great. That's a positive story coming in. And how are they getting ready also mentally? Because it's all about their mental strength, because it's going to be really tough and competitive when it comes to the World Cup, because every other team would want to be in the final. They would want to take the cup to their home ground, to their home. So how important is the mental strength of these girls, and how are they getting ready mentally? How are they getting ready? Because like you said, they're getting all kind of logistic facilities, and they're getting the media support, they're getting the support from people who really matters to them. But how are they mentally getting ready? Because it's all a mental game at the end of the day.
But if you take this Sri Lankan women's team, I mean the national team, they are a quite strong set of girls, because they have been playing the game for quite some time, and they know they have been in the team for about 4, 5, 6 years. Some are very recent. One is like Vishwi Gunaratne. She's the opener, but brilliant cricketer. She's There's a very good head on her shoulders, because she's got 9 A's. I mean 9 A passes to her O level examination. So it's very good, because I mean in these days cricket is not only a matter of hitting a ball. It's a matter of thinking intelligently, getting intelligent decisions, right decision at the right time. So getting these kind of cricketers into the team is a benefit, and it's going to give very much dividends in the near future. I think these cricketers are quite senior cricketers. I mean, from Chamari, Inoka, and everyone like that. Inoka has been playing. She has played 2 World Cups. Inoka Ranavira. So Chamari, I think she played in 2007 as well, 2017 as well. She scored 178 against Australia, I think in England, if I'm not mistaken. So very senior cricketers, and with Inoka, Chamari, and Harshita Sampravikrama, you get very experienced players, and even if there's something negative on them, these 3 girls are capable enough and strong enough to tell the other girls, look, forget it, you are going to play your best innings in the next match. So things like that. I mean, these are the things we need. These are the things that national team needs. So we have that.
Cool. And what do you think should be their game tactics against India in Guwahati Stadium, the very first opener? It's the first opener, and there will be nerves, between both the teams, because it's a big game. There are people watching you. There will be, this is a platform where people from all age group will be watching you. There will be nervous moments for both the teams, for all the girls, India and Sri Lanka. So what should be the tactics for the Sri Lankan team against the Indian team?
Well, I think because they will play the normal game, their normal game, because tactics will depend on the game situation, match situation, and the day, and the other factors. Because we have very good coach with them, Ramesh Ratnayaka. Ramesh Ratnayaka is a guy who doesn't talk much. He talks very less, very calm and quiet character, but very strong in mind. And I know one thing, he has put up rule in the dressing room, that the rule is no one should be talking about we are going to lose. Everyone should be telling whatever the target is, maybe even 360. The thinking line should be, no, we are going to get this, we are going to get the target, we are going to get the score, we are going to win the match, things like that. And there's no room no tolerance for anyone who is talking negative in the team dressing room. So he's that kind of a character, and though he is uh, quite quite calm. He is that kind of a character, very strong in mind, Ramesh Ratnayaka. So I think have a coach of Ramesh Ratnayaka's nature is a boon for the team. It's a benefit for the team. I think Ramesh has given so much of wins in the recent matches. I would say in the last couple of years, uh, there has been very good upward curve in the team performances.
Wonderful. So, if I may ask you, who's your favorite pick? Who do you want to see, coming in the front, leading in the front, and having some great score, some great centuries, taking some vital wickets? If I may ask you, who are the players you're looking forward to in this World Cup?
Well, from the Sri Lankan team, I would say I like Vishnu Gunaratne to come and perform. I want Vishnu Gun because this is not T20, this is 50 over cricket. I want Vishnu Gunaratne to score at least two centuries, if not three. She's the future. She is the future. And she can, she's still very young, about 23, 20, 22, 23, somewhere there. I can't remember her age exactly. But as far as I see, she can play at least another 10 or 8 or 10 years for the national team. To play that kind of a long period, if she has 3, 4 centuries behind her name, that will be wonderful for her to lead the team in future. So I want Vishnu Gunaratne, and there are some other youngsters and young players. They also should come and perform. And on the other than the Sri Lankan point of view, I want all top cricketers of the world. I mean, from from Smriti, Renuka Singh, and Lara Woolworth, and there are a lot of Susie Bates and things. I mean, players of that nature. There are some wonderful cricketers all around the world. So I want them, all of them, to come and play and perform and to have a great show in this tournament.
Definitely. Great show. That's the correct word. I mean, there are people, young girls in India's remotest areas who are looking forward to be the next Smriti Mandana, to be the next Harmanpreet Kaur, as also in Sri Lanka who wants to be the next Chamari. And these girls in the remotest areas, let them have a glimpse of their favorite stars. Let them come out to the stadiums, cheer for their girls, cheer for their icons, and have a great tournament. On that very, very positive note, Mr. Daminda, thank you so much for giving me your time and your thoughts on the ICC Cricket World Cup 2025, and especially your in-depth analysis on the Sri Lankan team. And I hope Sri Lanka team gives a befitting reply to between India and Sri Lanka in Guwahati, Assam, India. Thank you so much for speaking and giving your insight to Chasing Glory podcast, which is a podcast brought to you in association by Breaking Barriers and SriLankaSports.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and you are welcome. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And wish you all the best.
Thank you. I really appreciate you giving me those time. Thank you. That was Mr. Daminda Vijaysurya giving us an exclusive insight of how the Sri Lankan cricket team is getting ready, getting prepared for the big day, for the big tournament to be held in India and Sri Lanka. The ICC Women's World Cup is a World Cup to look up to. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be full of energy and positive vibes in the stadium and of the stadium. These are the characters to look forward to. I shall also share my reflection once the tournament ends. But thank you so much again to all my viewers for giving us your time and watching it so closely and giving us your feedbacks. This is Chasing Glory podcast brought to you by Breaking Barriers and SriLankaSports.com. This is Prarthana signing off for now. Thank you for watching.